So today I'll be discussing cryptocurrencies and blockchain, and if a current tech space is using them to the best of ability, or are we using it in a completely wrong method. So to start off with that, we have to understand what is cryptocurrency and blockchain. So cryptocurrency is a digital version of normal currency. A currency, as you all may know, is a medium of exchange for goods and services. So we could say it's a way of exchanging contributions to society for goods and services. Now, cryptocurrencies is decentralized, which means it has no one place where it keeps all its records. It is with a lot of different users, which is called a peer in the network. This is achieved using blockchain, which I'll be discussing what it does and what it is next. So if we look at blockchain is a step way of verifying transactions and making sure that it is authentic and it wasn't placed wrongly, it was a scam or like that. This is done by a transaction being placed, a block which has the cryptography hash of the previous block, a timestamp, and transactional details of the transaction being taken place, gets then sent out to all the different peers in the network. So that is all the computers doing mining. These nodes will then try and validate that transaction. So they'll try and see if this transaction is real or not. And then the node which completes the transaction first then wins a reward for verifying that transaction. The block is then added to the existing blockchain, and then this update is distributed between all the different nodes in the network, which is the different mining rigs across the globe. And then you could say the transaction is complete and it has been verified. Now, one would think is, should I be doing crypto mining? Is that a way of making money and easy money? Now, as specified earlier, crypto mining is the technique of authenticating a transaction. Well, will you get rewarded for each transaction you authenticate? And the real answer depends, because it doesn't only matter on if you have verified it, but also if you were first. And this has a lot of different factors attached to that. If you are first, it includes you could be first, but your network speed could be low. Then your authentication hasn't been sent out in time, so that you weren't first anymore. So there's a lot of different factors to consider in if you were first or not, how much processing power you have, and all the different things. So if you were thinking about using graphics card, there's a lot of different factors to consider, and I will be talking about them in the next few slides. So there's a new thing coming out lately in the last 10 years, which is cryptocurrency mining farms. Cryptocurrency mining farms have been appearing in cold climates lately, such as Norway, Greenland, and as you can see, is becoming in a big scale, and it's currently taking over mining. So these farms usually make more than 1 Bitcoin in 10 minutes, which in current is more than 500,000 Rand in 10 minutes. And is this a disadvantage for normal miners? Well, yes, because these mining farms are currently authenticating the transactions faster than any other miner could think. Yes, you can still sometimes authenticate it in time, but the difficulty of it has become way more, and these farms are way more cost effective, as I'll explain. So one argue going around is, does these crypto mining farms destroy the decentralized aspect of cryptocurrency? Now, one could say they do, as they currently have a big facilities where all the cryptocurrency transactions are being verified in one place, which could be seen as being centralized to a few mining farms around the world. So in that sense, you can say they are kind of taking away the decentralized aspect of it. But in other sense, there still isn't one place where all the records are being kept. They are kept across millions of nodes around the world, which is mining rigs. So then there's also the thing, an interesting fact, China is estimated to do more than 70% of all mining taking place. So that also contributes to the thing of, is it destroying the decentralized? As China's doing 70%, you could say again, it's becoming decentralized and some parties are taking over the whole aspect of it. So now to answer the question of should you mine, there is again, there's factors to look at. Electricity in South Africa is currently rated the 10th highest electricity in the price in the world. Maintenance is another thing you have to look at. With South Africa currently experiencing load shedding now and then, it is seen that load shedding is currently making computer devices break down faster and faster, which makes the maintenance cost for your rig higher. So, and the load shedding also gives more downtime to your device, as you won't always be running like other devices. Temperature, South Africa is rated to be pretty cold to hot, very hot sometimes. So you need to have fans or air conditioning units cooling down those computers as they excrete a lot of heat when they're busy authenticating millions of transactions. So then that would contribute to electricity argument again. So you will have to pay more electricity to make sure your rig is cold enough. And that is actually a good reason why people are busy opening mining farms in Norway. And the temperature is so low there, they don't really have to do a lot of cooling for their warehouses, as is naturally already cold. So should someone do mining, I would not recommend it. As you can see lately on different selling platforms, there's a lot of people busy selling their rigs on OLX and Facebook Marketplace. So this is an interpretation of people deciding to get out of the mining industry, as they see it's currently a loss rather than a profit, gaining profit in our current South Africa. So next thing to look at is cryptocurrency a real currency? So to decide that, we first have to look at what is a currency. So as we said before, a currency is a way of exchanging it for goods and services. Now, can you exchange cryptocurrencies for goods and services? In South Africa, currently, we have very minimal availability to use cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin to be specific, as a way of payment. There was Pick n Pay who tried to use it as a way of payment in 2017, but it never actually happened. They were doing trials on it, but it never actually worked. Now, no one has currently implemented cryptocurrency in a complete sense in retail shops. There is websites like OLX which try and do it, but there is discussions that they're going to stop it very soon. Now, cryptocurrency could have been seen as a transaction currency before, as it was used for the dark web and buying things off there. But in current use today, I see it as more as a way of investment than currency. People are currently using it more to invest and then sell the cryptocurrency again to make money off it. So in today's day and age, I don't think it's actually a currency as much as it is anymore. So now we have to look at why should we go to cryptocurrency when we can just use bank cards and physical money like banknotes. And one way to, I saw this article. So this man here lost $275 million of Bitcoin by accidentally not backing up a hard drive well enough. He didn't do it correctly. So his hard drive he threw away had $275 million of Bitcoin on it. So clearly you can see this is a disadvantage, is you wouldn't be able to throw away physical money, or you can throw away your bank card, but there's still access to the money in that sense. So there's another disadvantage you can see on cryptocurrency's behalf, is there's no real, if you lose your hard drive or you have no more access to log into a site where you store your cryptocurrency, you have no way of accessing it anymore. And cryptocurrency was usually used on sites like the dark web because it was unregulated and people could doing it anonymously. But currently, governments are quickly putting regulations on cryptocurrencies for it to be regulated, and so they can know who are doing different transactions. And like Joe Biden in America, they're busy putting a lot of regulations on that, and cryptocurrencies are busy getting taxed as well. So that's one of the parts which is gone about cryptocurrencies. It's not unregulated anymore, or won't be in the future. Governments are really trying to regulate it more and more. So yes. Now, as you would have heard, there's a lot of the things I've said about the cryptocurrency where I don't agree on it. But what are uses of blockchain which could be beneficial to the current tech space? So blockchain gives you a way of authenticating and knowing a person who they say they are. So it has a different algorithm in place where I can identify if that transaction is real. Now, if you use that in a sense of contracts and things like COVID-19 vaccines, where the details are public to everyone, so everyone can know what's going on, you could put blockchain in to do that digitally. Currently, we have no real way of digitally signing a document, except using things like DocuSign and that, where you still have to make a physical signature. Now, blockchain gives us the opportunity to completely take away the signature and have a digital signature, which you can sign documents with, and we can track COVID-19 vaccines with. So my conclusion on everything is blockchain is technology which has a lot of potential and could be used more in the current technology state. And currently, I think we haven't seen the full potential of it yet, and we're still trying to explore the potential of what it will do to help us in everyday life. Cryptocurrency, if you asked me in January before I had to prepare for the Takeaway Thursday, I would have said it's awesome and I was very interested in it. Now, after 2 months of close research and more looking closely into what's going on, I think it's losing a lot of its features and it's currently not doing as well as it had in the past. And it's currently not seen as a currency anymore, in my personal opinion, and it's currently being used as a way of investing money and making profit out of it. Thank you. That was my talk on cryptocurrencies.